Straight up.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Devin Dew here, hitting y'all up with a new video. And this time, like I seem to always do, I'm going another direction. And I wanted to talk about something that, I mean, in my childhood is kind of important to me. And that would be Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT. And I mean, the story in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and all that other stuff is so deep, and there's so much like of a lore behind it. You can never really get bored talking about it. There's so many topics you can go into, so I wanted to give my try. Before I start, I want to shout out Kwame's Land, who he's been doing this for quite a long time, and his videos are pretty good in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinion. He's like the premier expert of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z related things. So yeah, so as my first attempt in delving into this little type of video, I wanted to talk about the Dragon Balls. Of course, you know, it's fitting, right? I mean, the show is called Dragon Ball, right? So let's get into depth about that. So there were, if you count GT, there are 4 sets of Dragon Balls throughout the 3 series. 4. And you're like, 4, really? Because I mean, we only really think about 2, but there have been 4 sets, and each one has different rules. Each one has, you know what I'm saying, its own limits, and all types of things. So I mean, let's see what we can get into. Let's go now. Although they're not the first Dragon Balls chronologically created, the first Dragon Balls we ever see in the entire series would be the ones created by Kami for Earth. So in Dragon Ball Z, it was revealed that Kami was born on a planet Namek as the Nameless Namekian. His father's name was Katas, and he was sent to Earth as a little child, and Katas promised to come back for him, but he never did. It's assumed that he died in the cataclysm that happens on planet Namek, which like wiped out the entire population, just about, stuff like Guru. So for a lot of that time, the Nameless Namekian spent his time, you know, in Yunzabit Heights in his spaceship, which he thought was his house. You know, he lost his memories, I guess. He eventually left Yunzabit Heights and went to the Lookout and became the apprentice for the previous Guardian of Earth. To gain that position of Guardian of Earth, the Nameless Namekian had to remove the evil within him, which created 2 different Namekians. You got Kami, which is good, and then you've got the Demon King Piccolo, which was evil. As the Guardian of Earth, Kami creates the Dragon Balls to give the humans hope. He is revealed to be the creator of the Dragon Balls once Goku asks for the dragon to be fixed after the Demon King Piccolo kills the dragon after getting his wish for you. So let's talk about the rules for these Dragon Balls. You only get 1 wish at a time. Once you get your wish, the 7 Dragon Balls turn into stone and scatter across the entire planet. You have to wait an entire year, 365 days, to be able to use them again before they turn back into the Dragon Balls. With these Dragon Balls, you can't wish somebody back to life twice. The magical dragon Shenlong cannot grant any wishes that are beyond the powers of the creator of the Dragon Balls, Kami. We see this rule come into effect when Oolong tries to wish for Nappa and Vegeta to be wished away, you know, killed, but Kami's, you know, not within that power, so he couldn't do it. Also, you can't wish people back to life if they died of natural causes. Although this is never really a major plot point in the story, we see this being a possible, you know, problem when future Goku, in Trunks' alternate history or timeline or whatever, he dies of that rare heart disease that Trunks brings the medicine for. He would not be able to be brought back to life because he died of natural causes, you know, a disease. Although you don't understand why I'm mentioning this now, you will in a minute. So basically, you can wish as many people as you want back to life in 1 wish. Say, after the Cell games, they wished everyone that was killed by Cell back to life. There you go. So the final rule, I can't think of any other ones. This is a really big plot point. Should Piccolo or Kami die, the other one dies. We all know that, right? Also, the Dragon Balls will cease to exist. This is a big plot point, and this leads to why Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma go to Namek, because the Dragon Balls are destroyed, because Piccolo dies, because Kami dies, and the Dragon Balls are gone. So now that we got Kami's Dragon Balls out of the way, let's talk about the second Dragon Balls we chronologically see. Even though these are the second ones we see, these are actually the first Dragon Balls to be created, I believe. These were created by the Grand Elder Guru, who saved Namek from a major climate change or cataclysm or whatever you want to call it, by laying over like hundreds of eggs saving the population and creating, he created Nail and Dende. He had the ability to unlock people's hidden potential. He did this with Gohan and Krillin and Dende. We can kind of assume that he did it for Nail as well, in the past. So these Dragon Balls have a different set of rules. Each Dragon Ball is located within the villages in Namek, which usually consists of about 10 to 20 people. So let's talk about these rules. So compared to the Earth Dragon Balls, where you only get one wish, the Namekian Dragon Balls, you get 3 wishes. The dragon's name is Purunga, by the way. To summon the dragon, you must, you have to say it in Namekian, and this is why Frieza and Vegeta never got their wish. One little problem with these Namekian Dragon Balls is the fact that you can only wish one person back per wish. So, you would only be able to wish 1, 2, 3 people. That's why in the Frieza arc, they wish back Piccolo because he, he's connected to the Earth Dragon Balls, and you can wish as many people back to life as you need in one wish. So yeah, what makes up for this wish is the fact that you can wish back the same person multiple times. We see this happen with Chaozu, who had died in Dragon Ball, and then he died again when he self-destructed himself in the Saiyan Saga. They were worried that they wouldn't be able to bring him back because they wouldn't be able to bring him back with the Earth Dragon Balls, but they were with the Namekian Dragon Balls. One rule I want to talk about that's not really confirmed, but it's like, I guess it's there. There must be some time limit of wishing people back to life. I believe this to be the case because King Kai has Mr. Popo using the Earth Dragon Balls wish back to life everyone killed by Frieza and his goons. Now in the show of Dragon Ball Z, Dodoria reveals that Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta, which is the Saiyan homeworld, and all of the Saiyans, minus Goku, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz. But that wish, if there wasn't a time limit, shouldn't have applied, considering Frieza is Frieza and he destroyed something. They should have been brought back to life. Am I right? Or maybe because they were Frieza's goons when they were killed, it kind of makes some type of loophole. I don't know. It was something I was thinking of. Okay. So the last official rule or whatever, after you get your 3 wishes, the Dragon Balls turn into stone and they scatter away. But you have to wait 130 days instead of the 365 days, because 130 days is 1 Namekian year. Their time is shorter. So now that we got the OG Dragon Balls out of the way, we gotta talk about Dende's Dragon Ball, the 3rd set of Dragon Balls. So Dende was a somewhat important character in the Frieza Namek arc and was brought back into the mix when Goku went to New Namek in search of a new Guardian of Earth. The old Guardian of Earth, Kami, fused with Piccolo, which caused the Dragon Balls to cease to exist. He agreed to be the new Guardian of Earth and revived the Dragon Balls with his own set of rules. Compared to the 1 wish you get with Kami's Earth Dragon Balls, or the 3 wishes you get on Planet Namek's Dragon Balls, you get a whopping 2 wishes with these Dragon Balls. Dende had the ability to make it do 3 wishes, but you wouldn't have been able to wish multiple people back to life per wish, like the original Earth Dragon Balls. One thing which I kind of thought was weird is that if you only use one of the 2 wishes, then the other one can be saved for later, but you have to wait 4 months. So yeah. The sucky rule about not being able to wish people back to life again still applies, but I'm guessing it restarts, so everyone's to a clean slate again. So Chaozu can be wished back to life, and so can Krillin. But I don't want to be too for sure on that because Krillin was wished back to life in Dragon Ball GT, despite being killed twice, but it's that part is a little bit iffy. I'm not too sure about that. Even though Dragon Ball GT is not canon, I did want to mention these other Dragon Balls, the Black Star Dragon Balls. In Dragon Ball GT, they're said to be created by the name Namekian, with back when Piccolo, the Demon King Piccolo, and Kami were one person before he split, like I said earlier. Because of they being created when he was whole, they are a lot more powerful than the original Dragon Balls. I'm not super sure about all of the rules on these because they're not really talked about, but instead of dispersing around the world after use, they are dispersed across the universe. However, once you go across the universe and find them all, like Goku, Pain, and Trunks did, you can just use them right away. The second part of this would be that If you don't bring the Black Star Dragon Balls back to Earth, then the Earth is destroyed. So these were all the Dragon Balls. So tell me, guys, which one do you think are the best ones? In my opinion, the best Dragon Balls would probably be Dende's Dragon Balls, because it's kind of a mixture of both the Earth's original Dragon Balls made by Kami and the Namekian Dragon Balls made by Elder Goon. So you can wish as many people back to life in the wish, but you also get 2 wishes, which I mean is awesome, right? So let me know in the comments, and also please let me know like what you would like to hear, like what other topics you want me to talk about Dragon Ball Z related, and I'll do a video on them. So yeah, talk to you later, guys. Deuces.